Hey golfers, Craig with Single Length School, and in this video I'm going to give you a tip on how you can easily know exactly how much yardage you're going to gain or lose when you're out on the course. So for those of you who have been here before, welcome back. For those of you that are new, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the notifications bell right beside it, and at any point during the video, if you want to subscribe, you can click on my logo in the bottom right corner. Don't forget, go check us out, give us a follow on our social media channels. Those links are popping up right here, and you can go check out the website singlelengthschool.com. So, you know, at Single Length School, we talk about golfing smarter, not harder. That's why we go with these single length irons. That's why a lot of guys can get better, is just using your brain, making the golf game easier. Why a lot of golfers get easier is just learning to golf smarter, not harder. Now, a few weeks back, we talked about understanding your distances and how far you have to the pin and where to hit the ball. And we talked about using a rangefinder versus a GPS, the benefits, the pros, the cons, all of that that goes in with it. And that's all great. But there's one other factor you need to take into consideration when you're hitting your approach shots or hitting a second shot on a par 5 or sometimes even hitting your drives. And that is, how is the weather affecting your ball flight? So a lot of us have a baseline. We know our yardages. We know that our gap wedge is 115 yards and our 4-iron is 180 yards, whatever it may be. Now, that is under ideal conditions for most of us. For most of us, we're on the range practicing when it's 70 degrees, 75 degrees outside, and when it's sunny and it's not rainy. So we get our baseline yardages, but when you're out on the course, you may be in weather that's a little bit colder, it may be a little more wet. There's a lot of different factors that can affect your ball flight. So how do you know exactly how far your ball is going to fly on that particular day? Well, I found a cool app called Myardage. And Myardage was built by a scientist that's a golfer. And the idea behind Myardage is taking and building your standard, traditional, what you know is your bag and your standard stock yardages. And then it actually factors in what the weather is for that day and how much distance you will lose or how much distance you will gain based on each club. Now, the cool thing is it doesn't have to be a perfect day for you to go out and actually use the app to find your yardages. You can take this, it actually works right off your GPS satellite in your phone and actually downloads the current weather conditions. And then as long as you have a radar or some kind of distance finding device to know what your yardages are, you can input those into the system. And so you can see here, as I pop it up on the screen, that on the left-hand side is my standard yardages. I got these yardages through various testing, averaged them out, but on a good 72-degree sunny day here in Western Pennsylvania, on the left-hand side, you would see my yardages. So my driver's 295, 3-wood 260, hybrid 230, and so on and so forth down through the line. Now, on the right-hand side, you're gonna see I've updated the conditions for today's weather. Now, I'm not outside because it's windy, it's kind of cold today, we just had a lot of rain. But as you can see by clicking one button here, I update the weather conditions. Now, when I go back to my yardages, on my left is still my stock yardage, but on my right, you can see that my driver, instead of 295 today, is 289. And my 8-iron, instead of 170, is 165. And my lob wedge, instead of 110, is 107. So the weather conditions absolutely affect how far my ball is going to travel. Now, the cool thing with this app is because it's colder and it's wet, I'm losing yardage. But when it's sunny and warmer and above where I built in my stock yardages, it's going to go up. So a few days ago, it was 60 degrees and sunny, and just with all the barometric pressures and everything, my yardages were actually up, even though my stock yardages were built in on a warmer day. Because there was a lot less atmospheric pressure, my ball actually went a little bit further. And as you get warmer, it's going to go further. And the cool thing is, especially if you're playing a course for the first time, you travel for a golf trip. Let's say maybe you go to the beach where it's closer to sea level. You're in Florida, you're in Texas, you're in the mountains. This app is actually going to factor in the altitude of the course you're playing as well. So there's a lot of cool things. It's super cool. It's super simple to use. And when I'm out on the course, I just pull it out because I use my rangefinder for my yardages. Once I know my yardage, I can pull the Myardage app up and say, okay, I've got a 150-yard shot. Now, normally, that's my pitching wedge. Well, in these conditions, my pitching wedge is 145. My 9-iron's 155. So, do I want to go behind the pin a little bit? Do I want to lean short? This is going to help you select your clubs a lot better than what you have been doing. And by doing that, you're going to be able to get your ball closer to the pin, get yourself in a better position to have a 1 or a 2 putt, find more greens, carry more obstacles by knowing the right clubs. So the Myardage app, I really like. I think it's really beneficial and really useful. So I want you guys to go check it out. It's a free download. That's the best part. Free download on the App Store. Go check it out. It's going to help you golf smarter, not harder, and help you lower your scores over your rounds. So as always, I'm Craig with Single Length School. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give us a follow on social media and check out the website singlelengthschool.com. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you in the fairways.